Hello and welcome to this episode of WVU Medicine Children's Chats. I'm your host, Catherine Vay. It's the holiday gift-giving season, and with so many options out there, how do you make sure you're buying the best and safest gift for your kids or the kids you want to surprise with something special during the holidays? Well, here to answer those questions for us is Abby Rader. She's an injury prevention specialist with the WVU Medicine Children's Injury Prevention and Safety Program. Abby, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about you. I want everybody who is listening to get to know who you are and why you do what you do.
Yeah, so you just said my name's Abby. I'm with our WVU Medicine Children's Injury Prevention and Safety team. I'm a mom of two boys who I love very much, Sawyer and Simon. And I love being a part of the injury prevention team. So our injury prevention team is a subset of our trauma team. And some of the things that we do and we're so passionate about are things like car seat safety, home safety, medication safety, firearm safety, really anything that kids can get themselves into trouble with. We're passionate about providing education on how to prevent some of those injuries.
Because we know kids, they can be fearless. I have a little boy. You have two little boys. They're scared of nothing. They will get into everything. Yeah. And really, it's about you want to prevent the accidents before they happen.
Right. We understand that a lot of the times kids get into things. There are things we can do as parents to put up safeguards to help mitigate some of those risks.
We're going to talk about a lot of them because it is holiday gift giving season. And I think one of the best things we can do is make sure we're giving safe toys. And that's not just us as parents, that's grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, friends, whoever wants to give a gift. So this is a big topic. We're going to get into it. But loosely, how do we make sure that we're buying safe products and toys that aren't going to harm our kids?
Yeah, so we want to first think about what's age appropriate for the child. So at home, I have a 4-month-old and a 5-year-old. What kind of gifts are going to go alongside each other? Do we want to think about items with small choking hazards? Items we think about button batteries. We want to think about helmets and things like that. So when we want to think age appropriate, we want to make sure that we're buying the right accessories to go with certain items. So big popular items this time of year are bikes, new dirt bikes. And those are a lot of common injuries that we see here at WVU Medicine. Yes, we've got to have the helmet, the proper safety gear, especially if we're doing things like ATV riding. I'll never forget a Christmas my parents got us like a small 4-wheeler for Christmas, and they bought us a helmet to go with it, and by goodness, my sister goes out in the yard and wrecks it on Christmas Day. So thank goodness she had a helmet on.
Nothing's going to ruin a Christmas faster than an accident, right?
You're right. And so we do not want you to come visit us on Christmas. We want you to be at home with your family. So we want to ensure that buy the proper safety gear to go with it. We want to encourage your children to go out and go play and be active. Those are something what we really encourage. But we want to ensure that they're being safe while they're doing it. When we have small babies, we want things, button batteries. We see a lot of button battery ingestions. Kids get into things, especially boys, they love to take things apart and tinker with them. So ensuring that we're buying things that button batteries can be very dangerous. They have batteries now that have certain coating on them that make them bitter to try to deter some of that. So maybe look out for some of those if you're trying to, little stocking stuffers, those may be a good thing to stick in the stocking to go along with our toys.
Oh, I didn't know that. So they make it, if a child would accidentally ingest it, they make it bad tasting now. So they hopefully spit it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's good. Toy manufacturers are getting along with the safety guidelines.
Yes. So, and there are a lot of toys on the market that can be really dangerous. Just because something is marketed for children or for a certain activity does not mean that it's regulated. So you want to take proper precautions in making sure that you're buying from reputable dealers, reputable places like Walmart, Target, Big box stores are usually pretty regulated. However, especially when we're shopping online, you want to make sure that you're looking at the sellers and making sure that it's a reputable place.
So really, this time of year, everybody's making the list. It's not just like Santa. Everybody's making the list. Who do we get? What do we get? So maybe taking that extra time, is there a place that we can look online and see, okay, this toy is safe? Or should we, as parents, just be looking up reviews? Like if we're taking the time to plan what we're buying ahead of time, where can we go to look and make sure like, okay, this has good reviews, or maybe this had some reviews where something fell off of it?
Yeah, so definitely Amazon is really great about posting safety recalls and things like that. So make sure that you're always like keeping up to date with those. A lot of places like Safe Kids Online, the American Academy of Pediatrics put out like toy lists this time of year with items that they recommend. Not only are they safe, but are like age appropriate, developmentally appropriate, and can help you like spark some ideas for kiddos in your life as well. So
look at the box. If it says 3+ or 5+.
Yes, they're on there for a reason. So we want to make sure that we're like taking that into consideration.
So you mentioned it, and this is a situation in your household. Your boys have a little bit of an age gap. I mean, you have a tiny baby and one that's playing maybe with like more advanced toys.
Yes.
What advice would you give parents like to maybe sort of make sure like they're separating their toys or thinking about things that go well together so they're safe for everybody in the house?
Yeah. So especially in my house, like my son, he's really starting to get into Legos, and he's in that age where he doesn't really put things in his mouth anymore, but I have a baby who is now starting to put things in his mouth. So storage and organization are really big like components in our household. So we make sure that the Legos are only played with in a certain room where the baby does not go. We're very adamant about picking up, especially things with like small choking hazards, ensuring that the baby doesn't have like a chance to like get a hold of those.
But it's a good lesson for kids too. We're not just you and your team. You're not just educating parents. Like it's educating the kids too. So they start to know, oh, I got to put my helmet on. I got to clean up my toys. All these things.
Yes. It's a very like family oriented thing. I'm always reminding him, Sawyer, we need to put away the small toys. Your brother cannot have a hold of that. And he hears me say it a lot. He hears me talk about work a lot. And so he's very good about, oh, Sawyer could choke on this. Mommy, do you think he could choke on this? And making sure that we keep those items away from him. So it can be an entire family just like motto or something that you just are persistent with in your family to encourage them to be safe all around.
Now, we talked about the helmets and all the safety gear, and I'm sure a lot of people listening have the, oh, I got a bike on Christmas morning. It was the best day ever story. But if you're gifting that to somebody, how do you make sure that fits? I mean, obviously, like you have to try it on, and if it doesn't fit properly, return it and get what does. But like, what should we be looking for if we're buying somebody a helmet to go with that bike?
Yeah, helmets can be a hard thing to gift because we need them to fit properly. And so while you can do your best guesstimate, we really do want to make sure that they fit correctly before we do like our actual riding. So helmet fitting, we want to make sure we have at least 2 fingers between our eyebrows and the top of the helmet. We want to make sure we can have a V with the straps that come down. We want to make sure we can have a V right here around our ear. And we want to make sure we can at least slide 2 fingers. So we don't want it too tight on our heads, like, choking us. But we do want to make sure that it's snug enough that it's not going to fall off in an impact.
I'm going to make a little plug for the adults because, like, if you're buying your kids a bike, maybe you need a bike. Same safety standards for adults?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That whole family's got to be safe, right? We care about mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, siblings, everybody too.
Yes, of course. And setting an example is something that's really important. And that goes for the vehicle, in the home, like dirt bikes, ATVs, bicycles, all of those things. We should be setting that example as adults for the children in our lives. They pay attention to a lot more than we realize.
So another popular thing I know to gift around the holidays is if you know somebody who's having a baby, not only will you gift them like a baby shower gift, but also, oh, hey, it's the holidays. Let's gift you this, instead of something. Car seats are popular. Baby items are popular. I know car seats are like the big ticket item that families need. And it's a really important point of emphasis for your team. Yeah. Why is car seat safety so important?
Car seat safety, it's one of the biggest passions of the injury prevention and safety team here at Children's. We're really adamant. We see every baby before discharge. We fit them for the car seat, provide families education. Purchasing that car seat, a lot of people don't know where to begin. And we love to be a point of contact to kind of help you get started there. So in purchasing a car seat, you want to consider the child. And a lot of times those they may not be born. So you may think just, newborn. You want to consider the vehicle that it's going to be going in. You want to consider price point. Car seats can range from $50 to $60 to upwards of $1,000 a piece. So every car seat, the right seat is going to look different for every single family. So you want to take all of those into consideration and then start to make your list. We want to consider the child. So
age is important.
Yes.
Age is important. But I want everybody to know too, when you're giving this advice, like your team is certified child passenger safety technicians, and you yourself, I'm going to brag about you for a little bit. West Virginia's 2024 Governor's Highway Safety Program Child Passenger Safety Technician of the Year. So this advice is coming from a team who knows what they're talking about.
Yes. And Kaylee, one of our other team members, was Technician of the year before. So we are very passionate about child passenger safety. We want to encourage families that the most expensive car seat is not always the best. Like we talked about just a minute ago, the child, the vehicle, the budget, all of those need to be taken into consideration. Whether you're buying the $50 seat or the $1,000 seat, what's important is that you know how to use it correctly. You know how to install it correctly. And that's kind of where our team comes into play. We're able to equip you with the tools and the knowledge to help you do that every single time. And we want to encourage families to reach out. If you're not sure about how to install your seat, how to use it correctly, we want to help you. We're a non-judgmental space. We get it. As parents, there's like 1,000 things you have to worry about.
And car seats are so difficult. I know you guys have educated me as my son has grown. Every time he moves up, hey, can you guys check my seat? I mean, it's better to ask.
Yes. We really encourage families. This is not a place where we're going to call the cops and write you a ticket. We want you to come and know that you're going to leave safer than when we came. We follow a good, better, best method where we always want you leaving with more knowledge, better equipped, and feeling like you have the confidence to know, okay, I can do this. This is something they gave me the tools and they helped me to feel equipped that I can do this on my own.
I want to go through a couple basics for parents. Obviously, each car seat comes with an instruction manual and there's resources you can reach out to, but transitioning from those different milestones, that's always a big step. When do you go from rear facing to forward facing to the booster to just having a seatbelt? Height and weight both play an important part in this, right?
Yes. We always want to encourage families. Something we tell a lot of the families that we meet with is that car seats are not a race. We don't want to move from our infant seat to a booster seat in a year. We want to stay in each seat as long as possible. And every seat's going to have different limits. So we want to ensure that you're consulting your specific seat, your vehicle manual as well, the car seat manual. But we want to encourage you to stay in each stage as long as possible. So rear facing, we want to encourage you to rear face. Something popular that goes around is rear facing. You can go forward facing at age 2. However, we know statistically that children are always going to be safer rear facing as long as they're within the height or weight limit of their convertible seat. So stay rear facing as long as possible. A lot of kiddos can easily rear face till 3, 4, 5, sometimes even older depending on the seat. So rear facing as long as possible. When we move to that forward facing, kids are starting to get a little bit older. They're a little bit more independent. We want to stay in that 5-point harness up until we hit, again, the height or that weight limit of our harnessed forward-facing seat. Once we get to that point, hopefully we're around 6 to 7 years old, then we can move to something called the high back booster. Booster seats, motto we kind of go by in our office is that booster seats are for big kids too. We are moving out of the booster seat and into just like the seatbelt way too soon. Once we move to that booster seat, we want to ensure that we have proper seatbelt fit. We encourage you to meet with a local child passenger safety technician or call us at the hospital. We can ensure that to help you make sure that your child is sitting with the seatbelt correctly. We can move to that no back booster once we get a little bit older and more mature. And then once we're a lot older, we can move to nothing at all, which sometimes scares us as parents. Moving to each stage, growing, learning, it can be scary as a parent. And so we want to make sure that we're not moving too soon or we're moving right on track. And so that's something that we can help you with.
I'll never forget, my husband and I were putting together our car seat when I was pregnant with my son, and we're sitting there and we're reading the manual and we're both looking at it. And at one point I looked at him and I was like, I don't know how this works. And he put it in and he goes, I think this is right. And I said, it was before I worked here at WVU Medicine Children's, where we were living at the time. I said, you know what? We're going to take it to the police station. I know they have a certified child passenger safety technician. We're going to go look at it. And here, lo and behold, we did it right. But I felt better. You know, you feel better just knowing somebody's looked at it and given you that, okay, you're doing it right, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa.
Yes, giving them that peace of mind. That's something that in my job I really enjoy every day. Is we get lots of, especially new parents who are like, maybe we did it right, maybe we didn't, we're not really sure, can you please just take a look at it? Absolutely. That is what we love to do. And I love to go down to the car and be like, you did it. Like, you did a great job. And guess what? If you didn't, that's okay too. Okay. That's what we're here. And so we want to encourage you. This is a space where it's okay if you make mistakes. We want to make sure that there are no mistakes when you leave and that you're feeling confident when you leave and you feel equipped to continue to do it right.
I mean, your team went through a lot of training. It's okay, you know, if we need to get a second opinion after reading a manual. And you all, I mean, every baby that's born at Children's, you check out the seat before they go home, right?
Yes. And so that's something we really pride ourselves on. We're available 7 days a week, typically and sometimes into the evening hours. And so we see every baby. We provide general education, and that's really based on what the family feels like they need. If they're a first-time parent, sometimes we may spend to an hour, even over an hour with them. If they're seasoned parents, sometimes it may just be a couple minutes. We stick the baby in the seat, make sure everything's looking good, answer any questions they may have about the new baby or even sibling seats. We always offer to answer those as well. But we really pride ourselves in being able to provide that education to all of our patients.
We talked about you know, the different stages of seatbelts, but I do want to make sure we touch on where that chest clip goes, because that's a really important part of restraint for the baby. Where the chest clip goes, then when, you know, they are in the regular high back booster seat, where the seatbelt goes. Like, are there any general tips you can give parents who may want to, you know, if they're driving, listening to this, may want to pull over and turn around and look in the back seat and double check?
Yes, especially with our smaller children. It tends to get a little bit easier as they get older. However, we want to make sure we're pulling up all the slack up out of the shoulders, tighten it till you cannot pinch slack at the shoulders, making sure that chest clip sits at armpit level. I always tell parents, if you can kind of take the chest clip, run your fingers over it, and you can tickle their armpits right in that spot, that's where you want to be. And it's always fun to do that, especially with toddlers. They think it's hilarious. But we also have, when children get older, they get into those toddler years, they get to get a little bit of an attitude. Sometimes they like to push that chest clip down. Positive reinforcement can be really important for parents to do. We want to keep that chest clip into the right place because this is what keeps you safe. The chest clip is really important because it's what we call a pre-crash positioner. It helps ensure that the straps sit in the right place to ensure that the child stays in the seat in an accident. So the chest clip is a really super important piece of the car seat. So encouraging the child, there are some ways, we call them escape artists. If you have an escape artist, we really do encourage you to contact us. We can help give you some tips and tricks to help mitigate that situation. But as parents, wearing our seatbelt is something one of the best things that you can do. Parents, caregivers, whoever, we wear our seatbelt in the car. We want you to wear your seatbelt in the car. This is what keeps us safe. So when encouraging them to ride in that car seat correctly. Now, when we move to that booster seat, or we're wearing that seatbelt, the high back booster or the no back booster, seatbelt placement is really important. Vehicles are not designed for children.
No,
they are designed
not.
for adults. Even in the back seat, they are not designed for children. So that's why car seats come into play. That's why they're so important, even as we get older. So booster seats are meant to help lift us up, to help that seatbelt hit correctly as if we were, or our children were, adults. We want to make sure that that seatbelt goes over their clavicle and over their chest. We want to make sure that lap belt sits right on their pelvis. It's not way high up on their belly or way low down on their legs. And we want to make sure the child can sit upright. If your child is struggling with like any of those issues, we always encourage parents to reach out to us. There are some like alternative options. We can think about going back to a harness. We can think about other restraint alternatives, that if the child cannot wear the seatbelt correctly in the booster seat position, it may be time to think about something else. We are special needs trained child passenger safety technicians. And so we have the means and the knowledge to help you kind of work through those issues that you might have, and help give you some like ideas as to what like might work better for them.
So if people are listening to this and still have questions, or, you know, they're local here to Morgantown and want help checking their car seat, how do they reach your team, the Injury Prevention and Safety Program?
Yeah, so you could reach us. All of our information is on the WVU Kids website, as well as our phone number is 304-554-8519. Or you can reach us via email at wvumchildrensinjuryprevention@wvumedicinechildrens.org. It's a super long email, but you can also find those online. But we always encourage you to reach out and schedule an appointment with us. We have really open availabilities, and all of our services are free and open to the public. So if you've never been a patient of WVU Medicine Children's, we'd love for you to be. But you can always still access our injury prevention services. So just call us and let us know when you'd like to come by, what your concerns are, and we can always consult with you and help you make the best decision from there.
I mean, we know there's a lot to worry about, but that's why you're here, right?
Yeah. So we love helping families. We love meeting with kiddos. When, you know, that, especially when you have a new baby and the parents are like scared to death. I know what that's like. I've been there. And you give them that like light bulb moment of, okay, they're going to be fine. You got this before you leave the hospital. You've got this. Right? They're going to be okay. And you can kind of feel that sense of relief in the hospital room. It's a really great feeling to be like a part of that. And so like we love doing that. Well, Abby, thanks so much for joining us. And now I'm going to go double check my holiday list before I head to the jewelry store. Just in case. I might run it by you later. Yeah, that's fun. We'd love to take a look. And thank you all for joining us for this episode of WVU Medicine Children's Chats. Remember, if you'd like to learn more or contact our Injury Prevention and Safety Program, you can head to WVUkids.com. I'm your host, Catherine Bay. And for all of us here at Children's, we'll see you next time.